It is March 28th, 2024. Doing this the night before because I've been putting them out way too late on the weekend after missing recording them on Friday. I just noticed I got my Microsoft shirt on. This side it's mirrored, sorry. Teals program, so I've been volunteer. I think I mentioned this a while ago now. It's not quite a year. It's been a long time, but been doing like volunteer work Monday and Tuesday at a local high school for computer science students. So that's what Teals is. I don't know why this is so difficult for me with it mirrored. I should be able to figure this out. But yeah, Teals. So that's pretty cool. It's like a Microsoft sponsored thing, but it's not technically work. But yeah, it's a cool experience, and they sent me a T-shirt. I got that today, so kind of cool. Yeah. So as I was saying, I've been missing recording these in the morning, and then as a result, I'm accidentally like doing like, and it's not a big deal. I get them done on the weekend, but I don't like Sunday rolling around, and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't publish this. Just not a good feeling. So I'm trying to get a head start. What has been going on? I'm trying to think work wise. Work wise, I got one more person starting on my team, which is really exciting. It felt like it was gonna take forever, kind of thing. Like I knew that we had this position filled, but it's like yeah, I think they had to start a month later than they expected, kind of thing. But anyway, finally happening on April 1st. And now that I'm saying that out loud, that is April Fool's Day, so I wonder. I don't think we'll do any pranks or anything like that. Not on someone's first day, especially starting remote. So it'd be a good opportunity, but yeah, probably not a good idea. So that'll be cool. It's I've been saying that ramping up on a new team as the EM is it's challenging for a lot of reasons, and not just challenging on me. It's challenging on the team, right? They're transitioning from their previous manager who's awesome. He's still there. It's just that I've been kind of hired in between, and I think some of them were reporting to another manager that's under him as well. So that would be one of my peers. So it's not like those people are gone, but they have to get to know me. Like there's just a, I'm sure it feels like there's uncertainty and stuff. So I've been working on building those relationships, which I think has been going awesome from my perspective. But yeah, no, it feels like I'm having open, honest conversations with team members, which is great. And then this individual will be starting, and then my team is like the head count has been filled already, but I mean like it'll will be kind of full in terms of everyone up and running. So that's really exciting. I don't know if there's a whole lot else going on. Maybe to kind of touch on onboarding process for me onto this team. On the Dude Where's My Code podcast that I do with my buddy Graham, I mentioned that like when I start on a team, I try to look at like three phases almost of things that I do, or three different focus areas. The first focus area, and this is sort of in priority order, is about getting relationships built with team members, because I need to prioritize that. If I'm coming into a team and they're already operational, like they know what they're supposed to be working on, right? They've gone through planning, they know what they're supposed to be working on. I need them to keep going, so I need to build those relationships with them right away, so that I can make sure that they're empowered, they're engaged, they're the right types of challenges, and the right. I have to trust that they have the right focuses put in front of them initially, right? Because they're gonna know more about everything on the team than I will at all. Like that's just the reality when I join a team. The two other parts that I need to focus on, my opinion is that like one of these, like I need a bit of a jump start in the beginning on the first part is like system architecture, system design. Like, what does our product or service look like? Do some block diagrams for me. How do things interact? I need that, and I'm never gonna be an expert on it, but I need to have a starting point. And once I have that starting point, I can continue to learn and just dive deeper on different parts. So that's one of the other two remaining parts, and the other part that I want to talk about is sort of like tactically, what are people working on, right? As I mentioned, coming into this after things have been planned, so they have an idea what they're working on right now. They've heard about what the plans are for the next few months. but like everything's always changing. So as they're wrapping up work items and stuff, I don't want them to reach a point where they're like, well, what's next? And I'm going, like, I don't know. I just joined the team. So literally the way I've been structuring this is like uh, very initially, like, get to know the team, build those relationships. On the side, it's been dabbling a little bit in like system architecture and tiny bit on tactics because I'm learning tactics like about what the focus areas are from some of the product managers as well as from the team members for what they're working on. But as those relationships are forming, I start to switch my focus, not to move it like they're not getting one-on-ones or something like that. They absolutely still are. That's still a priority, but I need to spend more time on getting ramped up with the tactical part. But sort of in the background along this whole time is like I need to be picking up parts of the system to understand them. So just kind of framing that for you. I'm kind of in this point where I feel like tactically I'm getting a much better understanding of what's committed to for the next couple of months. And then we'll go into planning and stuff, and then I'll be part of that planning. So I think going into especially like the second half of this year, for example, I feel like I'm going to be way more um, just aware of what's up. But that's work. So it's been fun. It's really exciting, a lot to learn. Okay, side project stuff super slow. Unfortunately, I wish I had more stuff to update. I feel like when there was meal coach going on, I had a lot of updates. Even if they weren't good, it was like learning opportunities and stuff like that. I could say, it's trying to do some type of sales or marketing or talking about the app. Not really in a spot for that right now. Um, I will say that I continue to validate the idea of the project. So every week that goes by, I see examples of them like, yep, like this would solve that problem, like with full confidence. And I say that because either people are talking about the problem or I see products or services that are offering parts of what I'm envisioning. So they're attacked like they're already solving some type of need related to what I'm focused on. So anyway, more on that because I've been talking with a few people who are going to be building with me, and I think it's always difficult times, right? As we get older, it's like it's really hard for people to find time, especially people with families and stuff. Like just the reality of it. So no hard feelings or anything, but it's challenging. Um, Dev leader stuff. So actually, I started editing and then I press pause so I could get this done because I need to get some other footage for it. But I did an interview on was it Tuesday morning this week. Um, so on YouTube, I had asked the audience like, what other types of like between these two types of content would you be interested in one or the other or both? And the two types of content were code reviews, and people said yes to that. And I said interviews with software engineers, and people said yes to that as well. So I got the first person to interview. Um, I'm gonna say her name wrong, so I have to practice it, and I should. I don't edit these, right? So I don't want to butcher it, but her name is Callie. I think it's Bucharas. I'm messing that up already. I'm gonna practice it before we record the next part. I apologize, Callie, if you ever watch this, but awesome conversation. Um, for the format of these, I don't necessarily just want to make it like a podcast. Like this one kind of was like that, and I'm not upset about it. I think it was really valuable. I want to be able to bring on software engineers, not just to talk about. In this case, Callie and I were talking about communication as a skill as a software engineer and the value of that. But I think it would be cool too to bring on people that want to showcase code, like walk through like how they approach developing things, just like maybe some more like show and tell type of things versus just like traditional podcast kind of stuff. Um, there's a few people I have in mind that I really want to get on to like try and interview and pick their brain. Uh, obviously like there's a lot of big C# YouTubers and stuff that I think would be super cool to bring on. But we'll see. I like this is the first one that I'm editing. I'm gonna put it out, and I want to make sure that I have this one in place so that when I go to ask those people, I can say, "Here's an example, but we could do a couple of other things. Like, are you interested?" So I'll use that as a bit of a stepping stone. Um, if they all were like this one, for example, I would be happy with that still. I thought it was really awesome conversation. I just like I already have a podcast for engineering management, and I'm not sure that I wanted to be like a second podcast kind of thing on the side. So anyway, we'll see. I thought it was great. I'll let it evolve. Code review stuff is still up and coming. I've asked the Discord channel. There's one person so far that said they're kind of getting something wrapped up, and then they were like happy to kind of share code and get it reviewed. So kind of I want to start that way. Um, and it's I guess it's mostly because I don't have a good system for like, hey, send me all your code and let me review it. But yeah, it'll be kind of cool. And that might be done. I need to decide on that. I might do that like a live stream, and then yeah, it might just be a live stream, to be honest. There might be a lot more value in showing that kind of thing live because the experience, I'm hoping, I'm kind of speculating here, but the experience as a viewer would be like this is what it would be like if I sat down with Nick and he was reviewing my code. And I want to be personally, I want to be able to showcase to you as the viewer, um, I have no idea what your code is, right? Like I don't know, but there's ways that you can offer constructive criticism on code reviews. You can share like you can ask questions, right? Like there's different things that you could be exploring and asking about assumptions and giving feedback without being like, you know, rude about it, to be honest. Like I want to show how I would go about approaching reviewing someone's code. I want to show you where I would say this might be a nitpick based on style. This might be something that's not a nitpick. I have a genuine concern, or this code to me isn't obvious, or this code is I think great the way it's structured. Here's why. So I think doing that live would be kind of cool because like I said, I would hope that it kind of feels like you're there with me doing it. So we'll see. But TBD on when I get the code and stuff. I don't want to do it on my own. I could, but I feel like it would be nice to have people submit it. It just feels a little bit more like interactive. Um, so yeah, that's cool. The This week I managed to get all my YouTube videos recorded on Sunday, and then because of that, what I wanted to do was send them out to the editor. But if I record them Sunday, I need a video for Monday. Editors are not going to do that. It's basically impossible to do it overnight. I need it by 6 a.m. to have it posted. So no. And I think the editor I'm going to try and use was out for the week on vacation. So it would have been a really big rush to try and come back and even get something for Friday. So I said, I'll do them this week. Like, it's what I've been doing. It's fine. And I said, maybe that's a good opportunity where I can give you the raw videos, my edited versions. And then instead of, because as an editor, I would hope that he can do a better job overall on the video quality, right? So what I don't want to have happen is that we go from like my style of video immediately into something that's very different because that will be a jarring experience for viewers. I would like to see it transition, right? Like I want to rely on his skill set. And to be honest, I don't even know if this is something I can sustain long term. Like I don't I don't make money off of the YouTube videos. That's not true. I make $1 a day so far. A dollar a day for a month would not afford one of the videos to be edited. Like so, um, I would be doing this at a loss for sure. But the point of that, right? The point of that is if I'm doing 3 videos a week, something to keep in mind. If a video is 20 minutes long, it will take me 20 minutes to record, an absolute minimum. Like it would be impossible for me to edit it in less than 20 minutes, right? It must be at least as many minutes editing as it took to film, and it's probably closer to twice as long, probably. And the shorter the video is, the more likely it is closer to double. Longer videos, or even something like this that I'm recording now, and it's a lot more free flowing, it would be a little bit easier to edit for me because this is very natural for me to talk, but during like a tutorial, it's a lot more I script my tutorials in terms of like the order that I want to do things in. And as a result, it makes it a lot less natural. So it's a lot easier to start saying something thinking you're doing the right part of the script and then messing it up. Whereas when I'm talking like this, the only things mostly that I'm messing up are if I have to stop and think like I'm just doing now, or if I say a word and I kind of like fumble on it, right? But um or saying right, like I try to cut that out in the tutorials. But if I'm doing a spoken video like this and I wanted to clean it up and edit it, so some talking head videos about software engineering topics that I'm passionate about, there's a lot less to edit just because it flows. But anyway, point is, three three videos edited per week would save me probably like 5 to 6 hours. Maybe that's not true. Maybe close to that, right? If each one, maybe I don't know. It's at least at least 3 hours it would save me, and I think that I can make better use of that time because that would allow me to get my um live stream. That's the other thing I'm doing on Mondays now. So, and that date might move and the time might move, but live streams Mondays. I want to do code reviews when I can, and a software developer interview. If I can do the live stream every Monday or at least once a week, starting Mondays for now, and then at least one interview or code review per week, and I'll have to see how those kind of line up. Like that's two extra pieces of content per week. The interview's like an hour long, and actually for those, the editing will just be at the beginning and the end. So, point is, um, that's just more time to get back so that I can create more content. So to me, yeah, the cost sucks, right? I'm gonna be losing money on that, but I want to be able to try and like, I'm not, I'm saying that like it's not, I'm not doing it. It's gonna put me in a bad spot. It costs money. I personally think that it makes sense to start outsourcing it to get time back. It means that profits from course sales and things like that, it's almost all just being funneled back. And this is what I've said on these videos. I'm going to funnel as much as I can back into being able to produce more and better content. That's the goal, right? My ultimate goal, like, I don't take this the wrong way, right? The courses on Dome Train are great. Like I've said this, I love being able to produce those courses for Nick Chapsis to have on Dome Train. But I think my sort of my purpose and my value creating content online is much bigger than like a handful of digital courses for Dome Train. And that's not to put it down, right? Like I'm very proud of those and I will do more on Dome Train. But ultimately, like that's not my end goal is to say, great, I've made a few Dome Train courses, time to like to step back. No, like I want to put out tons of free educational content. I want to be able to do that. I want to make sure I have a community where people can come to and they can learn and they can do better in software engineering. I want that. Financially, like what are there like what opportunities are there? Like there's affiliate marketing, there's ad revenue, there's more courses, there's coaching in the future. I can't offer coaching right now, but I think there's plenty of other sort of income opportunities for the future. And I think establishing that I can create content, that I can put out lots of good quality content is more important right now. And as long as I'm not like risking not being able to like pay my mortgage and stuff like that, we're living comfortably, like I feel good about that. Especially because it's the money's coming from course sales. So that's the plan. This week, oh man, yeah, this week I'm actually behind on blogs. I'm not feeling good about that. Oh, I don't actually know how that happened. I didn't have an excuse this week. I don't feel like there must be because I didn't. I'm like behind on it, but I think the week before was because of the Dome Train course launch. I just don't know what happened this week. Um, so like I don't have a blog for yesterday. One went, one did go out today, and then I don't have one for tomorrow yet. And then I don't do one Saturday because I have the newsletter article, which I have content for. And I think this is what happened. I think I thought that I pre-made one for Sunday last week, and I didn't. So when I wrote my blog for Monday, I went, "Oh crap, I didn't put one out today on Sunday." And then lost a day. And then the whole week I've been behind a day. So I think that's probably what it was. Um Oops. it's kind of life. Can't be perfect. So yeah, I've just been feeling kind of crappy that I got to catch up on that, but I'll figure it out. It's been cool. This week's been a lot of MongoDB stuff, so articles and videos. Um, they're not doing great, which is fine. I don't think it's because like the content's bad. Um, I think I've shared this kind of thing before, like very early in these vlogs, but a lot of my content, because it is like evergreen, where for if you're watching this, you're like, what does that mean? You can search for the content I put out at any given time. I don't try to make viral content. I've made one piece of content that was like that, and that was the Microsoft and Rust thing because that was something that made sense for me to respond to. But almost everything else I put out there is like you could search it in 10 years and it should be relevant, right? If Microsoft makes so many dramatic changes to C Sharp and .NET, it might be like it's less relevant, but still makes sense. Especially my like general software engineering stuff. But the side effect of that is that they don't blow up. Like I'm not gonna put out a video and it's like first day like 100,000 views or something like that. Like not the case. If you look at my YouTube analytics, there's many videos that for the first whatever few months like pretty slow flat line, pretty low view count, and after like I wish I was lying about this, but like after like 6 months or so, it's just like then the views start accumulating. I think it's because people are like my content is searchable. Right? People have an issue, they go searching for it, and they come across my content. So I think this MongoDB stuff is going to be kind of like that, where there's probably not a huge audience of people that are like, "Oh my god, he made a video on MongoDB and C Sharp. I can't wait to go watch this. This is the best." Like, probably not. But I think what might happen is over the next 12 months, there will continue to be people that are building in C Sharp and trying to leverage Mongo and going, I wonder how you do this. They'll search for it. My video will slowly kind of make its way to being visible. It's how a lot of the other ones work. For example, one of my more popular videos is just how to use Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code and add watches for debugging. It's very basic, but people want it like they're searching for it. And actually, I didn't do any keyword research on that. I just did it. So it's just interesting how the views work on my channel. So yeah, so Mongo stuff's not too exciting for people I think right now, but that's kind of the strategy. Is like sometimes it's relevant for me right now. Going back to the project I'm building, I am using MongoDB for some things, and I figured, hey, like I'm gonna write about this. Same with Blazor. I'm gonna write about it. I'm gonna make videos. But yeah, I'm over 20 minutes now, so I'm sorry. Just been kind of felt behind this week on articles, but no good excuse. But yeah, I'll make sure to get this one out. I will schedule it for 5 a.m. in the morning, or no, like maybe not, because I have to put up my YouTube video at 6 a.m. the normal scheduled one. I'll put this out at noon maybe. We'll see. It'll be out tomorrow. Not that it matters. You're not waiting for this because you're from the future. But yeah, thanks for all your support. I appreciate it. I hope you find these insightful. It's kind of what I'm doing behind the scenes. So always lots going on. Um, yeah, I will see you next week. Take care.